Evening. If you have been searching for homes for sale in the Locust Grove area, or you are curious about the new homes, the interest rate, closing costs, and all of the things related to buying a home in Henry County, today you are in for a treat. In this video, we are going to do a couple of things, okay? By the end, you're going to know where to find the lowest mortgage rates right now in September in Locust Grove. You're also going to know which new homes are paying closing costs, monies for your closing costs for buyers, where we're seeing the biggest price reductions. And I am a teacher by nature, so I'm going to be teaching you how the different incentives work. That way, you can choose one with confidence and then eventually get the keys to your new home. In case we have not met, I'm Tamasia, the new construction queen, your go-to agent for all things new construction homes for Locust Grove, Georgia, and the builder incentives. I love sharing the incentives because they really do make home ownership possible. Because when rates are lower, then we have lower mortgages. And then when they're paying for your closing costs, that's thousands of dollars that you'll get to save. Okay. So with that being said, let me go ahead and share my screen. That way we could get into tonight's topic. Now, as we're getting started, let me know in the chat, what is your most pressing real estate question, curiosity, the biggest thing on your mind right now about buying a home? Let me know that in the comments, and let's go ahead and get this thing rolling. All right. Okay, now I don't know if you already know this, so let's start first with some fun facts about the Locust Grove area. It is on the up and up, all right? If you're familiar with homes for sale in McDonough and what McDonough used to be, Locust Grove is gonna be the new McDonough, okay? The home prices are way different than they were last year, and that's why this area is such a huge opportunity for buyers. Number two, it's a USDA area. So for those who qualify, you can get zero down payment and your closing costs cover, which means you could buy a home for nothing, or basically nothing. Number three, no matter which community you are in the Locust Grove area, you have easy access to I-75, hospitals, Macon, Georgia, Florida, the Atlanta airport. And if you really love the McDonough area, you're 15 to 20 minutes away from pretty much everything that you need. Locust Grove is a hot commodity. And tonight, I'm going to be sharing with you actually a brand spanking new set of homes that just got released this month. So make sure you stick to the end. Now, as a real estate agent, yes, I am here to help you, choose a home and all that good stuff. But I like for you to understand what is going on in the real estate market. So I'm going to give you some fun facts first before we dig into the incentives. So right now, what is the average home price in Locust Grove? Right now, we are looking at a lowest price home around $350 and the highest price home around $550. But what does that actually mean when we begin to look at mortgages? Mortgages in the area is going to depend on the interest rate. That's why I'm always sharing the incentives, because you can get the same home for a lesser mortgage or more of a mortgage depending on the interest rate. And so right now, based on purchase price, the lowest mortgage is around $2,400 at a 4.99, up to $4,500 for our biggest, baddest home in the area. I do have one person right now. She got a 3.99 interest rate, and her mortgage is $1,900. So whenever we're sharing these incentives, if it works for you, if it's a right time, right moment, you have to hop on them, because they change whenever they change. Now, the other thing is, let's say you're curious, like, okay, I hear mortgage, I hear purchase price, but what is the average income? Average income is going to be around 75,000 for the best price home. That's going to be including things like if you have a car note, maybe you have student loans, if you have some credit card things, right? That gives you some wiggle room in your ratios to be able to qualify for a home. If you're unsure based on your income and your monthly obligations, how much home you can qualify for, that is one of my favorite things to do for buyers. So you can always give me a call, text, schedule a tour, and we'll be able to break it down. That way you can look at homes with confidence so that if you want it, you can actually have it. That's my biggest goal. If you see it and you want it, you can get your yes and you can get your keys. And then finally, what's next? There are a lot of homes in Locust Grove, all right? There's more than are on my channel. There's more than I'm going to be showing you tonight. So let me just give you an idea of the kinds of homes that are available. We have 3 and 4 bedroom ranches. There are homes that have 2 primary suites, a big one on the bottom and a bigger one upstairs. We got full bedroom and bathroom on the main level. We got love spaces, flex spaces, media rooms, rec rooms, studies, covered patios, open floor plans, and even separate dining rooms. My point in sharing this is that Locust Grove has a lot of different kinds of homes, and I'm pretty sure there's something for everybody. We even have active adult, we got basement homes, we got huge backyards, all of the things. And so my encouragement is to get you guys from behind the screen and walking through some of the homes. That way you can really see what the area has to offer. All right. Now, if you have questions or you want a curated list of homes, I do want to encourage you, whether now at the end of this video, to visit locustgrovenewhomes.com. Pick a time, we'll chat, and we'll get you rocking and rolling. I also want to encourage you, if you want to be the first to know when new homes are released or when incentives change, there is I have a VIP email list. I put that link down below in the description. The people on the email list hear about it first. When I get a call, text, email, I email, and then I do stuff like this, content, videos, things like that. But if you want to be the first person to know, you want to go ahead and join that email list. It's free, promise. Everything I do is free. So now we can get into the incentives. I'm going to be sharing with you guys the top 5 incentives that are going on in the Locust Grove area. And while I'm doing that, I'm also going to be sharing with you what one of the homes look like to give you an idea of the finishes, right? If you like the way this home looks, you'll probably like some of the others. Our first incentive for that's going on right now in Locust Grove is what's called a 2-1 buy down. How this works is the builder, D.R. Horton, has prepaid for you to have a 2.99 for your first year, a 3.99 for your second year, and then you have a fixed rate 4.99 for years 3 through 30. Okay? That savings is around $8,000 for you at no cost to you. Okay? But the other option is you could choose to just go flat out 4.99 and not have to worry about the changes in your mortgage. Most people fear that one because they don't want their mortgage to go up. But I want you to know that you know what the mortgage will be in the future, even though you're paying a discounted price, or mortgage, I should say. Okay. The other part of the incentive is they're still going to be covering your closing costs up to $11,400, saving you a lot of money. Okay. Now here, let me play this video again for you before we go to the next one. Now here, they have a lot of different kinds of homes, all right? So I don't want you to only fixate on what you're seeing, because we have basement homes, 5-bed, 3-bath, 4-bed basement homes. You got loft spaces, flex spaces, all of the things. These homes are going to be on the smaller-ish side, so let's call it 2,500 square feet and less, which is still pretty big. But just to give you an idea, this is going to be the best price community in the Locust Grove area, all right? If you have not seen it, remember to go to locustgrovenewhomes.com and let's go ahead and schedule a tour. If you have questions throughout, please comment them whether you're watching live or on the replex, I want to make sure you understand how these incentives work. The second community actually has the same incentive, but the homes are bigger. All right. Here's where we get into our 2,800 square foot homes, all the way up to 3,500 square foot homes. These are the big boys. All right. Same incentive. Remember, the builder has prepaid for you to have a 2.999 for year one, 3.99 for year two, and you're going to have a 4.99% fixed rate for years 3 through 30. This case, you get even more money for your closing costs. I want you to know, though, in case you don't know this, that interest rates are not 4.99. If you go into Google right now and you put in interest rates today, you're going to see probably 6.5, 6.8. You're not going to see 4.99, 3.99, 2.99, which presents an amazing opportunity for buyers. All right. Here, they have a lot of different homes. We got 5 bed, 4.5 bath, 3-car garage. We got 4 bed, 3.5 with an ensuite. We got 4 bed, 2.5 bath ranches. There are a lot of different kinds of homes in this community here. I'll show you one more time without me talking. That way you can get a feel for it. Now, all of the homes I'm going to be sharing today are actually on my channel. So feel free to go ahead and check that out as well. Okay, now we're going to go to a different kind of incentive. Our third incentive is going to be $25,000 towards closing costs. Now, what I love about these homes is that they also have a $30,000 price reduction. That means you get equity in your home. It's so crazy. So, how this one works is you use the $25,000 to fully pay for your closing costs, which might be around $10,000. And then whatever is left, you use that to buy your rate down. Okay. Now, for this incentive, your credit score matters the most, right? Because it is expensive to buy the rate down. All right. The other option is you could choose to do a 2.99 year one, 3.99 year two, 4.99 fix, but then you have to cover your own closing costs. All right. So you kind of got some options. Now, why I like these homes is because they get to work with us. I'm like, hey, we need more closing costs. Hey, we need a refrigerator. Hey, we got some flexibility in there to be able to do that. And these are going to be where you'll get I'll show it again, where you will get the coffer ceilings, right? You'll have the exposed railing. You'll have the LVP flooring, the fireplace. It's more of a sophisticated and elevated living experience. That's why, as you can see, these homes now we're in the 415s, but these homes are really worth 440, 450 and up. Okay. So it presents an excellent opportunity for buyers right now. Although I didn't put it, other homes to consider is going to be a 5 bed, 3.5 bath, 3-car garage. We have a 4, 2.5. We got one that have 2 primary suites. There are a lot of amazing, amazing options. All right. Now, our next incentive is actually at a brand new community. And if you have not noticed this yet, many of the homes in Locust Grove are actually very similar, right? So it really sometimes comes down to the numbers because you're getting the same things. Here, you're going to be able to get a 4.99 fixed interest rate, no changes. And then they're going to be contributing up to $7,500 for your closing costs. All right. Here, you also have larger homes, but these ones are, again, sophisticated, elegant. You have your extra large sitting rooms. You have your coffer ceilings. You have your exposed railings. You have a 5 bed, 4 bath with a rec room. And again, purchase prices are going to be 414 to around 480. Now, these homes, This community is so new that there's no model home yet. No one lives there, but they are doing pre-sales, which means the homes will be ready like November, early December. So right in time for Christmas. Once again, if you have questions about these homes, want to see them in person, go to locustgrovenewhomes.com. All right. What else did I have to tell y'all? Okay. All right. Our last incentive. Hopefully, y'all are getting something from this and what I'm sharing is helpful. The last incentive, I guess I saved the best for last. I don't know. But this one is where you get a 4.75, which is actually the lowest interest rate right now in the Locust Grove area, and $10,000 for your closing costs. Now, here with the 4.75, excuse my error and typo, is fixed for the life of your loan. Now, remember, interest rates are not 4.75. Okay, they're more like 6.75 with the buy down. Okay, and that's fixed for 30 years, no changes. And then $10,000 for your closing costs. They have a lot of different floor plans here. We have a 3-bedroom ranch. Once again, 2 primary suites, 4-bed, 3-bath, 5-bed, 3-bath. Lots and lots of amazing homes. And as you can see, they're all very similar. So it kind of comes down to your personal preference, but then maybe even the financing, right? Who's going to give you the best mortgage, right? And maybe the least amount out of pocket. So there you have it. I think that's all I have for y'all tonight. Quick update about what's going on. All right. Now, in case you were wondering, right? So you just learned the 5 different incentives that are going on in the Locust Grove area. Okay. We have 2-1 buy downs. We have 25 for closing costs. We have 4.99 and 7,500. And we have 4.75 and 10,000 for closing costs. The minimum qualifications for all of these are going to be around a 620, 640 credit score. That's it. I have had some people do it with a little bit less, 611 credit score, but it truly just depends. That's it. If you're someone who is working on credit and wants a game plan, or if you're in credit repair and it's not really working, that's a great reason to get in touch. I have been able to figure out how to help people get what they need, get their score up so they can qualify for the homes. That's the main qualification. Obviously, you have to have the income to qualify for the home and maybe some down payment savings, right? And then all the money you hear me talk about, are there any strings attached? There are no strings attached. You don't have to live there for 5 years. You don't have to volunteer. You don't have to do any of those things. If you have a 620, 640 credit score, some down payment savings lets you qualify for VA, USDA, things like that, you are good to go. Okay. My reminder for people is that the lowest interest rates are for buyers who bring their down payment. Okay. Or of course, USDA, or of course, VA loan buyers. Okay. Down payment programs have their own interest rates and they vary. Okay. For example, DR Horton has an internal down payment program and the interest rate is a 5.75. It's a little bit higher, right? So the Dream has their own program and we're at a 6% interest rate. Okay. So it's a little bit different. So I want you to know that these rates that I'm talking about in this video are related to buyers who can either qualify for USDA, VA, or have a down payment savings they can tap into. I get that question a lot. That's why I wanted you guys to know how this works. If you're unsure if you can qualify for USDA or a down payment program, that's another reason to be able to talk 101. I can ask you what your information is really quickly, no credit check, and be able to literally tell you what you qualify for, what homes are going to be best to see, and they get you a tour schedule. And finally, I want you to know, how can I actually help you? So as a new construction queen, I get the honor and privilege to guide buyers just like you through the steps of a new construction home buying process. That looks like from understanding what you can afford to finding the best homes and builder incentives answering your questions, being your sounding board, praying, all the things, and coordinating the moving parts along the way. My goal is that you have a step by step plan so that you feel confident, you feel informed, and you feel ready to get the keys to your new home. I am an educator by heart, and that's why I like to teach people things in addition to showing you homes and having a great time. I want you guys to know that I got your back and your front and your side. But as long as we got God, we all good anyway, right? So that's a little bit about myself. And this is somebody here who got a home in Locust Grove. She chose her corner lot, her and her daughters, and they are happy with their 3.99% interest rate. Now, if you have questions about what I went over tonight, I want to encourage you to reach out. Send me a text 404-692-2196. You can also go to locustgrovenewhomes.com, pick a time, and we'll chat, right? There's no pressure, but it's always good to get from behind the screen and walk through some of the homes. That way you can make some decisions for yourself. And then I'll remind you once again that if you want to be the first to know what's going on with new homes that are released, incentive changes, because they change sometimes weekend by weekend. Like right now, recording this video today is what, Tuesday? And I'm telling you what they are. Going into Friday, I can get a call and they're like, hey, T, 3.99, hey, T, whatever. And my email list and active buyers hear about those things first. Those things are not published online. They're not on the MLS. You got to be connected to the source to be able to know when you have an amazing opportunity like that. That's another reason why I like to encourage people to check out homes, because if you've already seen it, I know you like it, you can qualify for it, and I call you, hey, today's the day, then everything just makes sense and you really get a win-win-win and everybody is happy. Well, all that being said, I love this stuff so much that I could be on here talking all night, but that's why I wanted to have slides so that I am organized in my thinking and in my preparation. Now, once again, I am T, the new construction queen. If you have questions about buying a home in the Locust Grove area, other areas too, right? I know all things new construction, but this channel is for Locust Grove. I'd be happy to help you. I put links down below for you. Other than that, y'all, I'm going to go have some dinner. Looking forward to meeting you in person and showing you some homes in Locust Grove. Take care. Thanks for watching.